Yo, crypto fam, the market is absolutely ripping with Solana smashing $200 again and Memecoins primed to go parabolic. I'm TILLA and today we're diving into the hottest Memecoin setups to help you cash in on this bull run. From Fartcoin's breakout to Valentine's Unreal Catalyst and Uranus's Memetics and dominating narrative on Jupiter's launchpad. I'm breaking down the narrative, technicals, and top picks that could 10x or even 100x your portfolio. Don't sleep on this. Also, guys, I just made a huge update in our community. I have an entirely free course to catch you up on every single thing that you need to know about Memecoins. It's the first link in the description. This also gives you access to the free Discord community. No other creator is giving this much sauce for free in the entire space. So lock in, fam. Claim the free course in the description before it's gone. Hit the subscribe button, stick with me to the end, and let's dive right in. Majors still ripping. We have Solana hit 200K yesterday, which was beautiful to see. A lot of people are very, very bullish. They see it going past previous all-time highs. What I would want to see is a nice double bottom or retest this support area here. This is a strong area of resistance previously. It was also a strong level of support previous to that. So usually when price breaks through that hard, that's very bullish. And this is going to be something that you see translate into memes, like drip into the memes and drip into other chains. So touching this previous area of now support would be a good indicator if it holds for the next leg up. And the next leg up can be, who knows, it could be the all-time high. That's really bullish. You see how far it went here. Just imagine it doing that same thing here. We're already back to all-time highs. Really good to see. Bitcoin is doing this dance. It's losing dominance now, but, you know, even just on the Solana charts, paying attention and watching it breathe now, you know, like today's candle, it'll probably give it a little bit of a rest. You know, usually once it starts healing or just breathing a little bit, that's when you see it more so start to drip into the memes when things are looking like not as bullish, if that makes sense, which is opposite, but yeah, that's how it usually works. Now, all right, let's jump into it. So look, Fartcoin doing exactly what we needed to do, still holding up over above this. Let's look at it on the 4-hour actually, just to see a little bit closer, right? Broke this resistance. All right, same thesis. Biggest coin on pump. It already has some of the most mind share, one of the biggest memes. As we see majors keep breaking through, Bitcoin all-time high after all-time high. Solana looks like it's gearing up to get there. Volume drips down into memes, starting with the biggest bag, right? The ones with the most mind share. Okay, and then Fartcoin is just the funniest of them all. Imagine, you know, all the people making millions on Fartcoin. That is a meme in itself. So DCAing into this coin all the way up to all-time highs is money on the floor, you know, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Momo did exactly what we called. If you guys remember, we were talking about, somebody asked about fibs and take profits, and then I was like, look, I'll show you exactly how it works. It played out exactly the way we called it, right? I told you guys, you go from swing high to swing low because it's hard to put price targets on coins, but when they do have a lot of momentum, that's where fibs come through. That's where you can use fibs, because obviously once you're in price discovery, there is no support and resistance yet, you know, so like the data isn't there yet. So when you're looking for TPs, a good first TP is the 1.61. So when you guys were asking, where do I take profits on Momo? What's a good target for Momo? I showed you guys the fibs, and you guys could look on the recordings too, just so it's a little bit more magical, because price isn't even here yet, and you see it touched exactly the level. I mean, you guys saw I put the resistance here. This was before resistance got there, right? The reason why I put it there was based off of the fib level, okay? And it came up over 3x, and from 12 mil, this support down here, 3x all the way up to 36, and that was a take profit. And then I told you guys, sometimes you want to just undercut the fibs a little bit. That's a good strategy to do, just in case it doesn't reach exact fib levels and you want to take profits, like if it's a long way away. And that's where we had the 32.6 here, okay? So that was a wonderful, beautiful play. Momo is still showing freaking dominance, literally going next level. So I like the trade. That was just a good trade. Shout out Quentin giving that scan out. Bonk Bonk's still testing the support levels here. Once we broke out, I mean, it went straight up past the channel, came down, is touching the support here. I see it just bouncing off and continuing up. The thesis remains. Bonk is just such a strong meta right now. Even ICM is coming down into Bonk. ICM meaning Internet Capital Markets. Those are the utility coins, like what we just saw with Trustra. They built that on Bonk. Bonk is now incentivizing people to build their company, their utility, their tech on Bonk, right? That used to be Launch a Coin or Believe Eco. So we'll see how that all plays out. Yeah, Bonk is just dominating as of right now. So I will keep all bets on Bonk. Now, Valentine, I would say we got a pretty good entry in this area. This is where we were looking to accumulate. We didn't want it to see it break this floor. Already up 2x from the entry from, when do we call this? Monday, right? So yesterday it bounced up past the channel and then it just did another bounce and took off. Now guys, Annie went right back up to all-time highs. Annie is the other counterpart in this Grok meta. And shout out to Alexa too, because Alexa, she got us the entry on Annie because I was overlooking Annie. And Alexa was like, wait, this looks like a good dip. And then that's when I went and I looked at it and that's where I drew the magical line here. I said, look, if it holds 30 mil, this thing's gonna send. We didn't see any drawdown. Went up more than 2x already at this point. This is obviously the alpha, is the dominant character. It looks like it's gearing up for 100 mil easily. But just for the better risk to reward, if you didn't get in at 30 mil when Alexa scanned it, Valentine isn't even out yet. Valentine is the next runner-up that's going to be dropping on Grok. So this is why we were talking about this 2 days ago at the lows. Okay, so the risk to reward was there. Just this breaking all-time highs from our entries here at 6 mil, we're already up almost 5-6x, right? So pretty good trade, pretty good thesis behind it. The narrative is there. I don't see a reason to fade Valentine. Now, useless back above 300 mil. That Bonk dominance that I'm talking about, you see it mainly here through useless. Their biggest coin. This is 100%. You don't want to say 100% in meme coins. You never know what can happen. But I think this is so free. DCAing in this channel all the way up to $1 billion. This is $1 billion coin. As Bitcoin keeps hitting all-time highs, if this cycle keeps giving us what it gave us last year, it's looking bullish. Well, I don't see any top signals. I don't see any of that happening onto, like, Bitcoin is heading straight to 150, 200K. I could see that happening this year by end of year. That happens depending on how long you guys seen these cycles, but you know, it did the same pattern last year. What happened when Bitcoin was breaking through and hitting new highs and Solana was hitting new highs? It was just euphoric. $10 million coins would hit hundreds of millions in a week. $100 million coins would hit billions within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Peanut. Like, it was crazy. This is one of those coins, easily 1-2 bill. But I could see this. I think the mind share and consensus now, I think everybody already believes this is a $1 billion coin. So anything sub there is free. Now, the higher market caps are always safer too. You know, blue chip, we're still just sitting in profits all the way from our accumulation areas here. We have many chances to bid these dips. Hopefully you got stocked up. I was very loud about this one the whole time. It's almost like startup meta, but it's on blue chip coins, blue chip companies. We got this stock meta happening right now, so that's probably adding to the fire of blue chip. And it's bouncing off of this support level now, which was resistance. You saw it, strong resistance, finally seems to have broken through. I want to see it bounce and just keep doing its dance. So that's blue chip. Lucky coin, we came back like the Phoenix, all the way back up to our entry. So if you bid the bottoms, you're in profit. If you didn't, you're still floating, but don't give up on Lucky Coin, right? Sometimes they take longer to play out. Maybe we could have been a little bit more patient. We bid these floors at 3.5, but once it broke, yes, that was scary, but that was, I mean, everything was dropping that week. So it wasn't narrative. It wasn't a threat to the narrative. There weren't any, like, the narrative was still strong, right? The community was still strong. So in a coin like that, you know, if you research and look at where attention is and you look at the mind share of it, you look at the community, it was obvious that it was going to bounce back, right? If you're scared, go ahead, break even, take a little bit of P, okay? But if you believe it, I could see it going up and still cooking all the way back up to at least 7 mil, 8 mil back to all-time highs. If you want to undercut it a little bit, just take P at 7 mil.
right? That's lucky coin. Now, Salami bounced all the way back up. We saw it. I told you guys it looked like it might play in this channel a little bit, but we're cooking here. Back in this accumulation area again, as you see here. I would like to see it respect this area because this is like mid-channel. Mid-channel is always like a smaller level of support, and usually coins will respect it. So it seems to be there just about now. I would like to see it hold here rather than bounce around in this channel. But guys, Solana hitting 200K was probably a big catalyst. Like I've said, once Solana keeps making those legs up, Salami's just gonna follow. I think Elon tweeted something about Shalami. It like, you know, he added the Jew with the Solana with salami type of thing. It has the mind share. I can see it cooking up. And again, if you're more low confident in certain trades and maybe you want to rotate, don't take an L necessarily, but at least let it bounce, because these aren't coins that just go to zero or get rugged. Distribution is good, community is good, everything's there, but you got to be able to hold certain coins. Salami looks strong. This is one of those coins that might just end up surprising you and easily hit previous all-time highs. So I like Salami. It's a big word in the space. Everybody says Salami. So Troll, I said this yesterday, it looked like it wanted to bounce back onto these support levels. Let it cook. We've been bidding since mid-channel and lower channel. So that's where I would like to keep it if you want to get more bids in, just to keep it as risk adverse as possible. This was our area that we've been talking about literally the past 2 weeks. We're sitting nice. This is a good risk to reward here even, right? Because even just all-time highs was 40 mil. I could see it going up there. I could see that happen, right? So even still, it's free, but we did get better entries. But even at this support level here, around 17 mil is a good spot to look at as well. Any dips would be for buying in the case of Troll. Troll is very strong. Neat, same thing. Nothing changed. I mean, Neat, we've been in this thing since low. We were catching the bottom of this channel at 2.61. Once we hit this 20 mil candle, 30 mil wick, I texted the chat like, all right, time to take some P, right? Because we got a God candle out of nowhere. So once that happened, definitely take P. You know, that accelerated our profits by a lot. But if you're still holding a bag, I would hold long term and just let it cook all the way back up. Let this wick get filled. So these levels are still free. It looks like it's back in this channel. It'd be crazy if it came back down into this level of support at least. I don't know if we'll ever get this again. But, you know, if it plays around, maybe it might hit the top of this accumulation zone and just play around before it sends. And even still, filling this wick, these levels are even free. But we just happen to be early on Neat, right? We caught a really beautiful bottom. And guys, like the way that I teach finding these bottoms on these higher market cap coins, I want y'all to know how hard, like this isn't easy to always find. So when these opportunities come up and we're talking about it, don't sleep. These aren't easy to find. And you know, I tell you guys, do your due diligence, go on Debt Screener, try to find them yourself as well. You know, every single day, find some coins, see what runs, add a lot to your watch list, keep an eye on them, because it's when everybody else forgets about them, but you're still watching and you're paying attention to the community, you're seeing a strong floor, then you get in and then you make escape velocity returns. It's a different ballgame, and then you're not scared. You have conviction. You see what's happening. You're ready at the floor. It's way less risk with higher reward. When you see things like this, or when we see things like this was a gift. So pay attention to coins that bottom out, because it's not easy to find these. We probably make it look easy on this, but it's not easy, because if it was, everybody'd be doing it. So Neat, not in employment, education, or training. I like it because that's a lot of us, or where we're trying to be, right? So Bao, my bro, Bao, little bro. Look, like I said, Momo kind of stole the narrative of Bao. Bao was there first. Bao is like officially appointed by the Bank Eco. Bao, you know, they have their artists on board full-time making art. Their CTO is based. They're on every single raid. They're under everybody's post, just screaming to the Twitter about Bao. I like it still. I think the higher that Bank goes, the more that Bank has its mind share, the more Bao is going to just keep cooking up. So I like that it held this previous support level over here. We saw this inverse head and shoulders here, and it looks like it's testing this resistance. This is a pretty strong level of resistance. It'll be nice to see it break through. I think once it breaks through this 2.5 mil, that's like the last strong area of resistance, where I think it'll just balance out what happened over here on this side. It'll balance out. Again, guys, we caught this from the lows of this accumulation down here. We had it since 1 mil. We were still buying dips at 1 mil all the way up to 7 mil, right? But still, I kept the bag because I do believe, right? I didn't sell much of Bao. I believe in Bao. So I want to hold in and see this trade play out. This is what conviction looks like, though. Holding through a crazy dip like this is crazy. For me, anyway, because I didn't take out, got a lot of profit up here. Maybe could have, would have, and maybe moved on, but I think we're back in a season of holding coins and it will pay off. So Uranus is my baby right here. I've been bidding every single time it hit this yellow line. Bang, bang, bang. Even before that, anything under 10 mil, under this area, like this 9.23 area, I bid a few of those as well. We're back there right now. I said it yesterday. It looked pretty weak. It looked like it wasn't holding this resistance level. It wasn't breaking through. Again, it hit this 16, boom, 16 mil, boom, 16 mil, rejected every single time. And the strong level of resistance is here at 14 mil. Yesterday, we saw that it was getting rejected. So that was just obvious to me that it was going to go all the way back down to the previous strong level of support, which is right here around 9 mil. So we already kind of saw that happening. And I also said, in the case that happens, anything under 10 mil is still free. I mean, look at the patterns. Look at some of the other charts that I've showed you with Blue Chip or Troll or any of these that took off neat. Sometimes the accumulation period is a little bit longer than what you would want it to be. You can't force the markets. You can only play what the markets give you. You take your position, you have your conviction, and you have to just let it play out. So it's just been bouncing in the same level. So, I mean, it's not like we're in negative or anything. As long as you got in at the entry zones, you should be up. But anything under 10 mil is still free. So I would accumulate in these areas for sure, or just hold your positions, right? You don't want to overexpose yourself to the market. You want to have some money for other trades. So just depending on your port, but I still like it. I think I bid it enough at this point, so I'm just letting it play off. I got the position I wanted. So from here, this again, Bonk is doing its dance. Pump Fun is doing its dance. Ben Pasternak with Believe on and Launch a Coin with that whole ICM meta. He's back in the game. They're doing everything they can. They're interacting. They're bull posting their tokens. Like, we're in a real bullish era right now, and Jupiter wants their piece of the pie. Jupiter was just as giving as Bonk. Their launch pad is not one to be faded. Uranus is still the biggest coin on their launch pad. I think just yesterday, Elon Musk posted something about Uranus. I think National Geographic, one of these things, they posted how like Uranus is actually warm. NASA posted Uranus is warmer than we thought. Elon Musk reposted it. That's bullish, man. The mindshare is just going to be there. The meme is bigger than the token. And when things like that happen, I think it's just a matter of time. But this is a strong area of support. I think it can hold. I don't think it gives us less than 10 mil for much longer. After all this accumulation, like new hands, new believers are holding it at this point. I don't think so. I mean, it would be nice. Imagine one more dip, but I don't think that's going to happen at this point. Things are looking ultra bullish. So straight to Blob. So Blob did his dance as well, right? We wanted these areas, 500K, and this right here. It touched these areas 3 times before it took off. We had a solid almost 5x already. I don't think this token's done. It does look like it hit this level of resistance pretty strongly and got rejected. Look at that. Let me just refine it just a little bit because a lot of these are just wicks, but bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. All these times it touches and just gets straight rejected. So either maybe it forms some type of flag and just squeezes into a new leg up, which I think is less likely. I think it might just play around in this channel still and just then do its thing. I'm seeing this Bob the Blob everywhere, so I'm still holding. Like, I would let this cook even, obviously at 5x. Take P though, 100%. Even put half a soul at this point. You're up $500 on one trade. Whatever, take it. Leave a moon bag, let it cook, because even just a moon bag, you leave $50, $100 in there, and the 10x from there, it's another 500, 600, even at the lowest, way lower bid. So let it cook, bro. This is just sad to see. Look how bad Pump Fun performed, bro. They're getting so much shit for it. This could definitely be the bottom, but I've just been watching the cinema, man. So gonna ignore that. We're up on Nub. Nothing to really say about this one. It's just been holding up in this area for the longest. So again, guys, bottomed out charts is a gift. The fact that we saw this and we were talking about this sub 5 mil and it shot up straight for almost 5x, that's a gift, right? Being able to spot these tokens bottomed out on high market caps the way we did is a gift. We had a lot of accumulation. It's holding up. I wouldn't even full clip these bags. Don't full Hitler these bags. This is going to cook. This is one of those ones where it's just like the market keeps doing what it's doing. It's going to drip down into these higher cap tokens such as Nubcat. Nubcat is very active. Once you start looking at Nubcat memes, you can't get away from them. The feed is just gonna keep feeding it to you. They're funny, they're cute, they're dumb. It's just a good meme, been a good meme. So they're not slowing down. If they didn't slow down negative 90%, whatever, they're not slowing down now. Nub is really good. And then we got last one we'll go over is startup. Now, same thing like what we've been talking about. These obviously were crazy levels, but these are, if you didn't get here, the next best is these channels that we're sitting in now. Yesterday, I talked about it always hitting this level and not really hitting this support here. I might just switch the support. This is just a way stronger level of support that we've been seeing. It has not broke this level at all on the 4 hour. Thank you, bro. So yeah, I switched. So the level, this support level here just doesn't get broken. This is right now actually is still like within this channel here. I call this the accumulation zone. Now's the time. If you want to load up. Again, like I said, Ben Pasternak, Belief, Launch a Coin ecosystem, they're working for their bags. They want some mind share. Obviously, they're not doing the best, but I think Startup Coin will be their number one like token. It is just funny thinking about Startup being their number one or close to their number one. There's a few others that have a lot of potential that actually have good tech, but what we see here is just a strong floor, strong accumulation, strong believers. I think this thing could hit another leg up, especially if ICM and Believe ecosystem specifically does its dance. This is gonna do its dance. You just want to see it break this level here too. This 44 resistance, it gets tapped every single time and rejected. Once it breaks it, it's gonna have a really, really nice leg up. So starting building those positions from here in this area is good risk to reward. But yeah, was this, I sent this yesterday in Rage Pro. If you guys got in, you're already up to more than 2x. But I don't know if you guys see what I see, but I've been seeing this shit. I didn't know what the ticker was called. Like, I didn't know what do you call this, right? Because this is the guy from Dexter, and like he's onto him. And it's so funny, like you just can't prove it. I didn't know what the name of the meme was, so like I've just been waiting to find it, and it literally, I saw it when I was just like researching, and as soon as I found it, I was like, yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. Locked in. I didn't really care, like I knew it was low enough. I got in around down here though after this one, but as soon as I sent it in the chat, that shit just fucking took off again, all the way up to like 3x. But then it went back down here to around 2x. This is like one of those things, like last week when I called Blob and it like 5x out of nowhere because of how viral it was. I think this is like the same type of thing. And yeah, the mind share on this is actually disgusting. Like this is like everywhere. So it just created this little double top. I see it coming back down. I think this, at least it's millions. So anything under a million, I think is a good entry. But even still, I don't know if we'll get back down here to where I entered. Obviously, that'd be the best scenario. But even still, seeing it bounce maybe off of here would be the best risk to reward, and which is almost already pretty much there. Maybe it just dies out a little bit or plays within this channel, even better. But I don't know. I'm surprised it's not already going crazy. It just takes the right CTO or the right team. You could tell it's still small here. But again, me, I couldn't even find it. I'm an avid fucking trencher. Like I know the culture and shit, and I just didn't know what the name was or anything. I didn't think it'd be detective. So, but yeah, that was something I spotted that I really liked. All right, fam. I'll talk to y'all later.